Hey guys, TRScientist here, and today I'm hopping onto a new subreddit that I haven't looked at yet on any of my videos, but I figured I wanted to do. I thought I was immediately going to do. I am very smart. Then I thought, no, I should do entitled people. Then I thought, no, I've seen people read the stories from r/slash IDontWorkHereLady, and I figured I'm gonna hop in and join in on the fun. So today I have 4 stories lined up. This is gonna be a bit of a longer one. Let's get into it. We'll start off with this one. I got promoted while working at a store I don't work at. So yesterday I was at my favorite local supermarket. I'd been shopping there pretty much once a week for the last 6 years. Well, the past 6 years. Yeah. I know the place like the back of my hand. I have that with Robina. I know most of the employees by name. I live in a small town of around 4,000 people. As I'm standing in the taco aisle, trying to decide exactly how hard to punish my bathroom later, I picked ghost pepper salsa, so a lot. There's ghost pepper salsa? I gotta get on that and try it. I am approached by a woman who must have been 75 if she was a day. SL will be sweet lady and M will be me. Son, can you help me locate the aluminum foil? Sure, it's right up this way. I walk her up to aisle 7B. It's pretty hard. Let me grab it for you. Do you want the Reynolds or the store brand? The name brand, please. I hand her a 200-foot roll. Do you need help finding anything else? I'm a walking directory of this store. She hands me her shopping list. Like, that's what I've heard the stories of the Karens doing that, but this is like the opposite. This is the opposite end of that scale. I spent about 10 minutes filling her carts with heavy, hard-to-reach items, and then I got back to my shopping with a smile and a have a great day. As I'm standing in the checkout, I see the sweet lady arguing with the floor manager, Greg. He goes to my church. We're pretty familiar with each other over the express line. I pay for my groceries and walk over to be nosy and maybe help out. The sweet lady is telling Greg that the big guy with the red beard helped her. I didn't get his name, and she wanted to see him get a bonus, promotion, or employee of the month, something. Greg is insistent that no one with that description works there. I get to the counter, and before I can explain that I don't even work there, Greg pipes up. And Greg to SL. Oh, you mean Mark? Yeah, he's one of my best employees. Mark, this lady has been over here singing your praises for the past 5 minutes. I didn't even know you were working today. Well, Sharon, a cashier I know, called me and said we were slammed, so I came in on my day off. Well, that's some real initiative. How would you like to be an assistant to the regional manager? We're both huge office space. Oh my god, thank you. Are you sure? Well, you've definitely earned it. See, this is why I shop here instead of Walmart. Yes! Even though you guys charge more, you care about your employees and your employees care about your customers. So that is how I became assistant to the regional manager at a store I am not even employed by. Oh, nice starter story. Like, not what I expected. So let's get into the meat. Let's get into this spicy meat that I'm here for. I'm a teacher. Give me back my phone. This happened a few days ago. Sorry for the formatting, I am on my phone. I work as a substitute teacher at various local high schools. I am 24, but obviously look younger according to this teacher. AT, angry teacher. Me, self-explanatory. So the angry teacher's like, why aren't you in uniform and no phones during school? I thought he was talking to a student, so I ignored him. "Excuse me, don't ignore me," he said as he snatched my phone out of my hand. "What the F? Give that back. I am not a student." "That's detention for swearing at a teacher. You'll get your phone back at the end of the day. Now you will come down to the office and tell the principal about how disrespectful you are being." By this point, I thought it would be funnier to let him complain to the principal, who I played netball with, and watch his reaction. He was raging, saying I deserved to be suspended, and that students always had their phones out, yada yada. The principal and I were just trying not to laugh before she told him I was a teacher too. Me? Now give me my phone back. Don't you have a class to teach? Because I do. I've never seen anyone go so red. Very simple. Again, we're not getting to the meat. We're not getting to the tasty stuff. Let's get to the tasty stuff with this story. Karen slapped and pushed me because I was ignoring her and not helping. I am an 18-year-old male, born completely deaf and mute. Oh, I am partially blind, but like, things are not going good for you, mate. I live with my sister, 28-year-old female, who had been taking care of me since our parents died. Recently, she got married and went on her honeymoon, so I am on my own for a few weeks. This happened yesterday. Usually, whenever I go out, I am accompanied by my sister due to my disability. But now, since she is on her honeymoon, I had to go out alone. There was a new supermarket opened in our area, and I needed some items, so decided to go there and grab them. My bad for wearing a red colour shirt, almost similar to the employees working there. But if you look closely, you could see that it was not the uniform. I was at the electronics section looking for some batteries when I see an old man struggling to get some DVDs at the top shelf. Since I am tall, I helped him. He faked me. I can do lip reading, and went on his way. Then I began looking for the batteries. That's when I felt someone grab my left wrist. I turned around and a woman in her late 40s slapped me. Oh, just straight up like just full on. She was speaking something, but I couldn't follow her lips as she spoke too fast. However, I was able to catch some words like you, ignore, job, etc. So I signed to her that I am deaf. Apparently this was a wrong move because she became more irate towards the signs. Again, she was yelling something, but I couldn't catch anything. So I took my notebook and started writing that I am deaf and mute. Before I could finish, she grabbed my notebook and pen and threw them away. Then she slapped me again and pushed me to the ground. Yes, we're getting to the meat. Luckily, by this time, a store employee came to see what the commotion was about. He saw me on the ground and helped me up. Then he asked me what happened. Before I could sign to him, Karen starts to yell at the employee. I don't know what she said, as she was not facing me. After she finished, I signed to the employee that I cannot hear or speak. Unfortunately, he understood and explained to the lady. But she is still not convinced. She tried to assault me again, but I moved away. Then I wrote and showed the employee to call the cops on her. The employee nodded and called the cops. Karen tried to run, but the security caught her. The police arrived in about 10 minutes. They talked to the employee who explained the situation about how Karen assaulted me because she mistook me for a store employee. One police officer comes and speaks to me. I understood that he wanted my version of events, so I wrote everything down and showed it to the officer. Then they went to check the CCTV footage, then came back and asked me if I wanted to press charges. I gladly said yes. Karen was then placed in handcuffs and given a free ride at the back of a police cruiser. The manager then explained to me that Karen thought I worked there and she became angry that I ignored her. She had been standing on my left side, so obviously I couldn't see her. The store manager then offered me a 50% discount on the products. I texted my sister about the events that happened, and she was livid. Oh, Did I mention that my sister is a lawyer? She told me that she herself will be handling the case and would see to that Karen would get maximum time. Court time is in around 40 days. I'll update about it after court. Edit. I noticed many were asking about masks. She was indeed wearing one, but during the encounter she had it on under her chin and not covering her nose or mouth. Also, lawyers in India can represent their family in court as long as they're not directly involved in it and the judge is not a relative to the lawyer. So this took place in India? We got some tasty meat though. Karen going and just slap, throwing the books, like tossing away the other, like the person's stuff, and giving them a push and putting them on their ass. The only time I'll ever say that here. Because it's not really a swear word when you know it means donkey. Some assembly required. Good luck, and this is a long one, so let's get into it. On mobile, so apologies for any formatting issues. First post as well. This happened several years ago. I was the nighttime change nurse over the ICU. I just finished a 12-hour shift at my hospital that had turned into a 14-hour shift because of a rapid response right before shift change. Patient responded well. I was exhausted and had to return for a full shift in 9 hours. All I wanted were some items to drop in the slow cooker, so I had something to eat when I got up tonight. I stopped at a well-known big box store that sells groceries, clothes, electronics, the works. I'm wearing royal blue scrubs, a name badge with a big RN under it, and forgot to take my stethoscope off, so it's hanging around my neck. The employees here, well, they don't have a stethoscope to wear. As I'm walking towards the store, I see an elderly couple struggling to load a large box in the SUV parked at the front of the store. I mean old. 90+ shaky hairs, kidding around with limited mobility, the kind I see with a med list 3 pages long. No way would his hips take the weight without snapping, and I've worked enough tonight. I approached quickly and addressed the female half of the couple offering help. It was gladly accepted. I got their TV loaded with very little difficulty. Getting a new TV at 90? Oof. It was more cumbersome than heavy. I'm chatting with the woman who is explaining it's a gift for the son. Okay. I should not jump to conclusions like that. And her husband hadn't wanted to wait for help. I wondered why an employee wasn't helping. That's when it happened. I will be RN. She will be EB for it. I will biatch. Hey! We stop our conversation and look over. It's a lady in her 50s, dressed in a cheap-looking beige pantsuit with a get your manager hairstyle, standing about 15 feet away with a hand on her overly broad hip. If you are about done, I need your help over here. She then points to her cart with 2 boxes of bookshelves, some assembly required. I realize she thinks I work here. Oh, sorry, I don't work. You're already making me late. Just get it done. And don't scratch my paint up. The elderly lady and I exchange looks of disbelief, and I try again. I don't work. Just get it done. She then steps away from her cart to grab her purse, grumbling about effing idiots, and is digging for her keys when the cart rolls further away and one wheel goes off the curb. The entire uneven load causes the cart to topple over. I instinctively jump forward to try to prevent everything from falling. I was unsuccessful. EB has now turned to see her particle board shells spilled out onto the cement. Corners of the boxes crushed, and one has torn open with a few pieces of packaging now exposed. EB completely loses her short and becomes a raging Thunderknut. Oh, what the? What the? What the F? You fucking moron! Just pick them up. Good damn it! Fucking. I'm going to have you fired. You owe me new bookshelves, and I'm late. At this point, I'm done. Pick them up yourself. I don't work here. I then turn to go inside when I feel her grab my sleeve and try to yank me around. I jerk my sleeve out of her grip, and turn to face her now violently red face. She opens her mouth to start screaming again, but I put my finger in her face and say, "No, don't touch me. Shut the hell up. I do not work here, and even if I did, I'd quit before I help you clean up your short." EB stands there speechless, mouth opening and closing. Sputtering in shock that I dared raise my voice at her. That's when the manager and an employee come out, as EB sees the manager and finds her voice. "Are you the manager? This man damaged my bookshelves and is refusing to pay for them." I just stand in shock. Seriously? Having realized that a man in bright blue scrubs with a stethoscope and a big RN badge really doesn't work here. Instead of apologizing, she chooses to double down on the craziness and now accuses me of breaking her stuff. Before I can voice my denial, the elderly gentleman I'd helped earlier steps in and explains the situation to the manager. EB is still voicing complaints, but the manager realizes the real situation and apologizes to me and the couple. I'm still standing by, watching angrily as the manager deals with EB and inspects the bookshelves. They are not damaged. He offers her 2 new boxes, but EB is now done with the whole situation. She says no, she's already too late because of me. She just glares over at me and says to the manager, "Just load them. I'm already late enough because of this." The manager and employee lift the boxes up and get them wedged into the lady's car. As I shake my head and go to enter the store, I'm stopped by the elderly lady I'd helped earlier. "Sir, thank you so much for helping us with the TV. I'm so sorry some people are rude." She then reaches for my hand to shake. As she folds both her fragile hands around mine, I can feel something in her palm she's given me. The lady whispers, "Don't look yet. Wait until she leaves." I slide the package into my scrub pocket and the lady walks away. EB then gets in her car and, without apologizing or thanking anyone, peels out and drives away. I finally enter the store to grab my food items, and when I reach in my pocket, I pull out a plastic bag with a bunch of screws and hardware. I realize immediately that the sweet old lady took advantage of the commotion to steal the hardware out of EB's ripped box. I couldn't believe it. I had the biggest grin on my face as my dear bar sharpened. And I have a new Penny Revenge Heroes eyelines. Oh my gosh. We got lady been like, "Do your effing job," even though the person doesn't work here, with a bit of Penny Revenge. And with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also that second channel if you guys are going to check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. Ding, ding. The Mad Scientist out.